Well, it's
share
just
with
been
me?
amazing how they've just come in and they've just taken to the new furniture and just kind of come in and just felt really comfortable. We did a lot of activities, just, some team building, bringing the class together, getting them comfortable to make sure that they feel safe to ask questions and is this okay?
Yeah.
The technology's been wonderful. It's worked flawlessly.
Perfect. I love when that
problem.
happens.
So,
Awesome.
I feel well prepared. I prepared some lessons and
Good.
really been going through the design process, but now I feel like I need a little feedback.
Yeah.
and
Okay,
make sure
good.
I'm heading in the right direction.
Okay, good. And that's why I'm here. So, in fact, I wonder how many units have you been able, we've only been in school a few weeks, but I wonder if you've been able to implement yet one of your units.
So started one and in the process of planning another with my team.
Okay, great. So that first unit that you went through, what was it about?
It was about getting to know yourself and make sure that you're, a part of the community
Yeah.
and part of the class, and so it's been great.
Love it. Okay, great. So I wonder where some need-to-knows have popped up. Like if there's any particular part of the framework where you were like, still struggling with this particular stage.
Yes.
Or just overall need-to-knows.
Well, I feel like I do a really good job starting out, but when we get to the growth and mastery, I'm really struggling to try to figure out how to get each student individually to kind of show their mastery, show their growth,
Right.
without having them do, a class project that's all exactly the same.
Right.
So that's a real struggle.
Okay, that's good to know. And what's interesting is this is a whole new way for kids to learn too, right? The most of their educational experience has been here's what you do. Here's how you do it. So this is going to be a learning experience for them too.
Right,
so,
because they're asking me, what do you want me to do?
Exactly. Right, yeah. So I wonder if to make growth and mastery the success we want it to be and for it to be really student-owned and student-driven, we go back to prepare, and that's where we'll really start to do some work. So it sounds like we might want to focus on differentiation, the best practice of differentiation. So I know in the vision stage, that's where, you really get to know your kids and we're getting to know what is it you like, what is it you don't like, what is it you struggle with, what are your strengths. I wonder if that tends to happen just at the beginning of the year for a lot of teachers. But I wonder if that's something that we can continue to roll out and facilitate in the classroom. Don't just do one beginning of the year student interest inventory, but let's keep doing some more to find out, dig deeper to really build those relationships strong with your kids. And so as we start to prepare to differentiate for those kiddos in growth and mastery, we might want to think about the different types of learning styles, those that struggle, those that are more musically inclined, those that, really gravitate towards videos, or those that that are real creative and like to make posters or crafty things.
And I think we, as a district, have some interest inventory measurement that we are working through. So I may have some resources. It'd be great for that.
Okay, good. So then that would be helpful. So I'm going to put that just down here on my little note here real quick. Okay.
I'll work with the counselors. The counselors have some of that.
The counselors have that? Okay, so it sounds like we might want to focus on the best practice of differentiation and scaffolding. So as we prepare, we're going to utilize these interest inventories. Okay. So you might think about just periodically passing those out. And then also when your kids are working on something, go around and just ask them. We could have like a bank of questions, about, what is it what did you watch on TV last night? What did you, so what are you in? What sports are you in? What clubs are you in? That'll help to, again, just find out more about them. So then, as we start to prepare, what you might want to do is have just a document for yourself that has, all your kids' names down the side, and then where you're just taking little anecdotal notes so you know who's interested in what, who struggles with this. Oh, I noticed that, Jill likes to have, at recess, she really likes to collect ladybugs, or, she has a little ladybug club, or things like that.
Individually, and then match them up with people in the class, maybe even that, looks like you two have the same interest.
Exactly.
Good.
So that when we go through the next unit and we get to that growth and mastery stage, what you might want to do, because at first, the first couple of units, you're going to have to kind of show them different ways they can make a project or product, because right now, they don't know what they don't know, if that makes sense. They just want you to tell them what to do.
Give some guidance and examples.
Yeah. So during that growth and mastery stage, when you first move into that stage, you might pull like just some little workshops. Like if you notice some people that kind of have similar interests, you could say, hey guys, I'm going to, if I tap you, come see me for just a few minutes. And they come see you and say, hey, you know what? We just learned about the water cycle and you're going to get to make any type of product you want to. I know you guys like music, so I wonder if you've seen, there are some songs I found for you on YouTube. And you might think about just taking the tune and writing your own lyrics to it. Just give them a bank of ideas at first and then let them go. And then maybe you have those kiddos who really love the technology, right? And they want to make a video. So you could call, that little group back and say, hey guys, I've really noticed how you really are leaders with the technology. I wonder if you know how to use iMovie yet, because if not, I could show you how to do that. And then maybe those that are real crafty, you've seen those kids that are real crafty, you could call them back and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to make a list of some supplies that I'd like to go get for you at Michael's, because I wonder if you guys, might want some crafts. And then another big key piece is that collaboration. So I wouldn't even let them start on a product yet. I would let them go with their teams, go with their tables, give them time to have a team huddle, discuss, because maybe one of the kiddos that just came back to you is more musically inclined. One of them is more crafty. And maybe they're going to create something together. Yeah. So give them time to collaborate, because that's where that real creativity, I think, is going to come out. And so then that's going to open up more ideas for them too. And then you might start to see more student-driven products come out to show what they mastered.
And then maybe once they do it one time and they, feel good about that, then they'll get what we're trying to get them to do.
Exactly.
Hey, I know I worked with the group last time, and I didn't really like that project. I want to do something that is important to me.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. And so
then that way they're taking ownership of their own learning.
Right.
Which is the whole growth and mastery piece, and then I would master that.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's my 1 week area.
Okay. So when we look online here, we're kind of focusing on differentiation. So as we look at this rubric, I wonder what your goal would be for being able to differentiate. I think it might be
probably a 2. I'd really like to be at a 2.
Your goal would be a 2. Okay. So level 2. Okay. So then I want you to go through that. We have all these different descriptors. Just check off the ones you feel like, yes, I do that consistently. Yeah. Okay, good. So you're really already at a 1.5. So you're really, really close. So your reality is a 1.5. So we don't have a huge gap. And in fact, I might even challenge you to push your goal to a 3, but let's get to a 2 first.
Okay.
Let's do that first. So we've listed out some options, and in fact, you suggested a really good option is to talk to your counselor about that interest inventory. And some other options we talked about were giving more interest inventories and maybe taking some anecdotal notes. Okay. And when you get to the growth and mastery stage, pulling back some little workshops of kiddos that might have some interests that are alike. Okay. So that's 3 options right there. I wonder if there's any of those that you would be willing to commit to doing before I come back in a month.
Well, for sure I will do the little workshops and bring them together.
Okay.
And then I will contact the counselors, because I think that's something we need to do close to the beginning of the year.
Okay, great.
Get that started.
Great. So those are the 2 things you're willing to do. So then next time I come, I want to see some evidence. Okay. So your workshops that you're going to hold, I wonder what kind of evidence we could
record them.
Oh, love it. Okay. All right. So recording, yep.
And then we can also maybe have a note taker, or I could jot down some notes about maybe some of the questions and comments that came up and solutions that we came up with.
Yeah, that's great. And then your visit to the counselor?
I'll probably just email them and see what they have, and I can just show you that.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So that actual document. Okay, great. So are there any other questions, lingering questions you might have? But it sounds like you've got a great start, and I love the options, and I love that you're so willing to really help build these relationships with kids and move towards this student-driven classroom.
Well, I don't right now. I think I have a lot to go back and start working on, especially now that this lesson's kind of done. We're planning that next one. Right. So it's really giving me ideas about how to move forward with the next lesson.
Okay, good. Okay, well, let me know if you have any questions. Email me. You can call me or text me.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.